live on YouTube yet. Oh, maybe it will. Oops. Oh, I've actually got, like I told you, I've got two screens set, so I've got YouTube over here.
Yeah.
And I just am not used to the bridge program yet, so I'm not positive if that just made us go live or if it made that program go live.
Do you want me to?
No, you're fine. Nope, we're live.
Okay.
We're live, but I'm gonna, like at 5 till, turn everything off
Mm-hmm.
or hang up on Zoom and then reconnect. I'm not sure where the chat is. I'm a little worried it's over here. Hold on. Yeah. Confuse myself one more time and move my screens around. Because this, if that is a chat, career form is sorry. Sure, why not try that? Possibly that's the chat. Nobody's there, so right now I'm just talking to myself. Say something.
Testing,
Howdy.
testing. One, two, three.
I said howdy. I feel like that accomplished a lot.
Um.
Welcome to chat.
So.
Remember to guard your physical, abide by our community guidelines. That's a YouTube thing, so it's definitely on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean that chat is a YouTube prompt, I should say.
Well, you know what I could do? Hang on.
You can do a lot of things. You're a very talented young lady.
I can go into YouTube and see if it says live chat on your
Oh,
thing.
no, it says it on my indicator. I mean, it says live. We are live. We are currently alive. We are not dead.
Good to know.
Nobody's here, but we are. But we are live.
See, to you. Yep, there we are.
Hi us.
I like triple check.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I don't know how we know if anybody is watching, other than this program, and I am running out of screens. So.
Well, I can pull. I mean, it's on my end.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I can see
But
there I am. There's your hi, and on here I can see
I
what
didn't
I
write
thought
hi.
was our screen, but it looks like I might be off center. So
Bad. What I see if I pull it up is a very tiny corner of you
okay, hold on.
and the very top of me.
I am repositioning my screen now. See, and this is kind of why I was like, you know what, I want to run this a little bit early and see
Yeah.
how things are looking. Now, hold on. I am moving things around. I have no idea how that's affecting the stream.
Nothing.
Hold on. It might not
Okay.
affect anything right now.
Now it's moving smaller.
Now I'm done
There
moving
we
stuff around.
are.
Now, do you see you going and me going?
Yeah. We're getting littler, and so we're. I wish I knew how to make my picture. I didn't do anything with it. I wish I knew how to make my picture me fill the space like
I have
your
no idea, yeah.
video you. Yeah. But
Yeah, there's two viewers, it says. But unless that's just
one
you
of
and
them's
me.
me. Yeah.
Well, and I
I
don't
just
have a
wonder
set
how.
to start, so if you are a viewer who is not named Katie or the dyslexic Trekkie, thanks for coming here. But we are literally just testing stuff, and we're gonna have about a 30-minute talk starting at 9. So you're just gonna be watching us gabbing at each other. Enjoy.
Yeah. Could be entertaining.
But yeah,
Yeah.
at about
Here's the. Whoops.
no, you're fine.
There's a. I whoops because I minimized when I meant to scroll down. I never understood how one participated in commenting in these because A, I watched them on my TV and not on my computer, but I don't even see a place to
That makes a
place
big
it.
difference. Yeah. You have to be on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, whatever.
Computer?
If
Yeah.
you're on yeah, that's you. Hi. If
Ah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to monitor chat as well. Um if
Mm,
I'm on the TV, I can't comment on your videos. I just thumbs up you. But a lot of times I'll sit and watch like
right.
6 of them in a row to catch up.
Yeah. Well,
So if you see a
yeah,
whole bunch
I'll
of
watch
thumbs up just sort of appearing, that's me.
if yeah, when I watch your stuff, I watch it on my TV, and if I want to comment, I pop onto my laptop, and then I leave a comment there
You're
that
just
way.
better about that than
A
I am.
Well, I'm just perpetually also in front of my computer.
So
Okay,
am I.
I'm
I just
seeing
have
a
no
huge.
excuse, I guess.
Well, when I look at the video, there's a huge lag between you talking and your movements.
Me too. I'm wondering if that's the camera, and if it is, I don't know what to do. Well, now it's caught up on my end, but on the
In
yeah,
YouTube, it's not. Yeah,
on YouTube it isn't. I can see difference on here.
yeah. Well, anyway,
I don't know
could go to.
until we do this a while. I don't think I'm gonna know how to change that, and I don't want to use, like I said, I don't want to use my laptop camera for one because my screen, I lay it back. It's not back, but because it's got another
Yeah,
screen on it, it doesn't sit upright, and
right.
and I don't want to sit way up here.
Well, before you worry about it, it might be worth kind of playing around. We can do like a 5 minute thing sometime just to see, and you can pop on it and see if the lag is there. If it's there too, it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to see the difference between when I'm talking and when what I'm watching on what is supposed to be our preview of us right now, and it looks like it's a little off, but not really. I don't know.
From my point, it looks like I'm interrupting you when I'm talking, and then I hear you, and then like way later I hear the gestures.
Well, if I have to switch to the other one, I will, but really don't
You
want to
know
have
what?
to.
The audio is lagged to the video. Let's do a test. Put your finger up and say 1, 2, 3, and see how far off one is to the other.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can see a little bit of a lag there.
All right, hang on. I don't see your hands go up at all. Or did you not do that?
1, 2,
Like, hold.
3. I'm doing it right now. I'm holding my fingers up, and I have counted to 3. I am now pulling my hands down.
Now I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. So
Really?
there's. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know what's going on then.
Yeah. I knew there was a huge lag. I mean, I might end up being the better one because I have a picture instead. Although I still don't like that it's not the landscape. And now I'm seeing you do the hand fingers again.
Yeah, that's the second time. That was the second time I did it.
That was almost a minute. I mean, or at least a
Yeah,
half a
that's
minute.
that's a big difference. Okay, I don't know. Let me go into my let me go into my video settings and see if there's something. All right, let me switch to my other webcam.
It is kind of fun watching your gestures out of sync with what you're saying.
All right, I don't know if this is even gonna. Now you can see me again, right? Can you still see me? This is my laptop webcam.
It's still it's live too.
Really?
I think I'm yeah.
It's probably just because I'm running everything on here.
It could be.
I'm not running any other programs though. I'm running the YouTube.
I'm now seeing you adjust it so, but your Zoom square thing here. There's only one way. Oh, it just disappeared. I was gonna print screen. Yeah, it's still super live. Well, I mean, the good news is the solution isn't use the laptop you don't want to use.
Well, no, that's the camera. It's the only difference is the camera. I just switched it from my GoPro to the, but I don't know how to speed it up. I don't have any means to
maybe for this one, do a picture like I did, and then for future we can kind of play with it and do a little research and see why there's so much of a lag.
I'm probably gonna leave it up right now, just so that one of us is a people, even if all they can say is, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
fix that," but I can't. Does that fix anything at all?
Oh, I changed. I was about to do a little search.
Okay, well, I changed my ratio.
No, you're not frozen. You're just sitting still.
I'm frozen and I'm sitting still now. Okay.
No, you looked frozen, but I think you were just kind of looking at stuff. No, you're still just talking, and it's off sync from what you're doing. Yeah.
Adjust for low light. No.
Was it you're using GoPro?
Yeah, I'm using a GoPro and Zoom and Screenlabs. I'm gonna see if I change the settings on that, if it makes it. Oh,
see, GoPro like YouTube.
It's really messed up because I had it. My settings are better than the guy who was doing the tutorial to show me how to do the settings.
Here, why are my GoPro videos lagging? Okay, it says it uses a lot of resources. Here, maybe I can. I'm looking on my phone, so this might take me a bit to share. But at least you'll have the information. And paste. I don't know if that helps, but it's there. If it's not useful, don't use it. What I wish I could do is, you know, how it was saying you can use the filter and it has the thing move as you move.
Sure.
I wish there was a way I could do that with my hoodie guy.
Nope.
Yeah. I think that would be really funny. I have a whole bunch of little jokes I have no reason to use
Right.
that I think would be hysterical. Like, the hoodie is up because if I take it down, my head won't stay in place.
This is to play a video. This is to edit a recorded video.
Oh. Well, like I said.
Yeah, how big a file size? When a file size is that big, this is not a file size. This is multiple software. But no, yeah, I don't know. It's just a laptop, so it could be that. I've been telling Will, I hate to say it, but I think I should have purchased an actual computer rather than a laptop. Because it's a little limiting as far as the kind of stuff inside to make things do what you want them to do.
Yeah, I see. Lower internet bandwidth automatically triggering Zoom to reduce the quality.
That's not what I wanted to do.
No.
Darn it, this is the problem with my shoulder being sore. I can't use my right hand to do things that I would normally use my right hand to do. It's painful.
Why is my Zoom video sharing lagging? Does that sound like what we're dealing with?
No.
No? Okay.
Because was I lagging
really
before when we
okay.
were just talking?
When we were just on Zoom together? No.
No, it's not Zoom.
Um,
There's that.
if I know the right terms, I can usually do pretty well at.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Streamlabs, but I'm fairly sure it's because the laptop is the older. Well, not older, but because a laptop is a laptop.
You know, there is another fact here I'm not considering. I muted YouTube because I could hear you on Zoom. I wonder if I mute Zoom and play YouTube, it still sounds loud. Because I could be making a problem that doesn't exist. So let me try. Can I mute you on Zoom without you having to mute it?
I don't know, but we're gonna try it now because I'm gonna have to hang up and recall you, so we'll be ready in case people come to watch us.
I have no idea how to do it though, so. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Maybe. Oh, that's 10. Well, shit. Well, how about this? I'm gonna just hit unmute. Okay, you talk.
Hello, how are you doing?
Okay.
The thing is, what I'm watching.
Lagging on YouTube. Yeah,
I didn't think so.
Lagging on YouTube.
I didn't think so.
I had you muted. Okay. But I am going to mute you because this is. All right, I'm going to just close it because I am making things harder. Okay, yeah, you can hang up and you can call me back again and we can do it for realsies.
Okay. See you in just a minute.
Why won't you?
I don't know.
Well, it's got your pin in the.
Hung up on you. I'm sorry.
There we go. Okay, now we do for real.
Okay. We still have like 8 minutes, and I tell you right now, it is exceedingly unlikely anyone will show up, which is just fine.
I'm gonna put a little pin in saying that we're starting, and in my community, just so it's known. Starting.
Yeah.
Chat in 80s. Space will eventually. Space does not have a V in it. And then a link that is useful. Okay. Like you said, if nobody shows up, we did it. And maybe it'll get some views later. Hopefully, I don't
Oh
have a.
yeah, I'm
I
fine.
may cheat.
Actually trying to figure. I had a place earlier when I moved everything around over here. I lost my analytics. There we go. So I can see who is here and who isn't. And apparently it doesn't want to tell me.
Well, at the risk of this time, I know it's just YouTube lag.
Recent events. Oh, that's not me. Well, this could be very interesting. I can't tell if anyone's here or not. I had a board a minute ago that did tell me that you and I were here. I have lost that
Yes.
board.
Yeah, some guy had asked me if I'd ever considered streaming, and I'm like, would anybody show up? I don't have enough people.
No,
It would be an interesting test for you to do an Outlander stream and just see if people show up for that, because you keep saying how you have a much larger Outlander population than or the viewership than you do YouTube.
I do, but and I probably could maybe on a Sunday,
Yeah.
which I may end up doing since they changed the airing day to Fridays and it used to be Sundays. But I don't know what I would talk about. Just me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I could show up and you could try to explain Outlander to me. That could be entertaining. I do have it in my queue. I didn't realize it was on Learning Ally. When you saw that, I went and I got it. But I thought, oh my gosh, I have over 60 books in queue on Learning Ally. And now that I'm not working, I don't have a lunch break to do it. And I've got to set aside a period of time during the day that I listen to my books so I can finish this book I'm reading right now.
Well, unless you're watching or I'm watching, somebody's watching. Hello.
I'm watching. Hello.
We should.
Yeah.
This is actually recording. I've been recording this the whole time.
Oh, that's good.
So we'll know. If you're joining us, you're early, so I'm not going to annoy people yet.
Yeah.
I really.
Oh, yeah, we also have a little bit of time, so people might just not be here yet.
Oh yeah, no, I'm vexing. I'm upset with myself because I swear a minute ago, not a minute ago, but a few minutes ago, I had a spot where I could see if anybody was watching, and now I can't locate it. I have too many new programs that I just started trying to learn today, and have tried to shove all the information in my head in one day, and
Yeah.
and now all that information is going. We're done. It's been a rough day. We're leaving. Oh, for fudge sickle's sakes.
Well,
one viewers. It says one viewers now. Okay, I found it.
Okay.
Because I have these two chat windows, and one of them is separate, and one of them is part of my streaming program. And at the very top of that, but in a corner that isn't really the corner, but it's just the corner of that chat window, where it says in teeny tiny, viewer one. I found it.
And see if it's me. We can test and see if it's me.
Well,
and come back.
You said you were no longer on YouTube.
I had closed it and I opened it up again, but I can close it. So
okay. Well, it said 2 before, and I haven't been on it at all.
So whoever you are, welcome. Hope we're entertaining.
I would say we should talk about Star Trek right now, but we technically have like 2 minutes. And I would hate for anybody who was trying to be here. And now we have 2. Was that you?
I left, so if there's 2, there's somebody else
now.
We
have... Oh, Bev! Hi, Bev! Bev is one of my Outlander people, sweetie. Hey, Bev, we're going to start talking about Star Trek here in a second, but she's one of my people. Convince my daughter. This is my sister, the dyslexic Trekkie, who I've been trying to convince to watch Outlander, and she just found out that the books are available on Learning Ally, which is how she gets all of her books. And I keep telling her she's got to get into this series. So, hi, Bev, and thanks so much. We're just testing to see if I can make it work. Thank you so much for coming over.
Well, maybe I'll start if I get a breather moment because I do end up rewatching YouTube videos a little too much. And I'm like, can I have something more than 5 minutes long, please? So
Well, we're
I
going to
really
give you
should.
about 30.
Uh,
Do
so
you want me to do the pretend introduction or would you like to do our practice introduction?
we practiced.
I did. I mean, I don't know what you do.
Well, I just you can say hi and then I'll do my standard intro.
Oh, okay. Hi, welcome to Katie's Corner in Space. Today we are trying a live chat for the first time, and my guest is my little sister, the dyslexic Trekkie. She is obsessed with Star Trek and is probably more in tune with the classics, where I am deeply obsessed with the brand new stuff. And yes, I can still answer just about any question about the old stuff, too. So we are a great pair to chat about anything having to do with Star Trek. And we have decided that what we are going to do for our initial chat is talk about where we have come from in Star Trek and where we are going with the new shows. And Erica, I hand it over to you.
Well, this is going to sound really small now. Hello, my name is Erica, and I'm the dyslexic Trekkie. That's all I was going to do. But I focus largely on the history of Star Trek. I like to use Star Trek as a way to explore people's mental health through the characters and analyzing the characters.
There we go. And she has like the education to back up what she says, and I just watch way too
Yes.
much television.
I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and an associate's degree in human services.
There you go. See, like I said, the education. All right, so what did you want to where did we want to start for let's see. Let's start with the classic stuff because that's I think what we were kind of getting with yesterday. We had to
Yeah.
stop ourselves.
Yeah, we got really into Uhura. Yeah, see, it's so easy to just talk about it. And then when we are expected to talk about it, it becomes hard. Yeah, one of the things I was saying yesterday was how groundbreaking it was to have Uhura even be on the ship and how having her be an integral part of the series made it possible for characters like Geordie LaForge, who wasn't just Black but also disabled, to be a part of the show. And how his character made it possible for characters like Adira and Gray to be an option on Discovery.
Yeah, and you know how I feel about Adira. I
Mm-hmm.
adore that the family that came out of Adira, Stamets, the Doc, and Gray, of course. Um, it is harder to talk about when we know we're talking about it on purpose. I
Yeah.
thought that it was interesting that we get really excited about Ohura, and yet really they they put these girls in these ladies in extremely short skirts with very form-fitting outfits, and the makeup was perfect. And I personally, growing up, never ever thought, well, I could cosplay as that
Yeah.
because I was slightly rounder and still am than the women on shows. And so I think in the new shows, my big appreciation is we've got Saru, who is this tall, lanky guy who, how many guys
Mm-hmm.
have been watching Star Trek and there's nobody that represents them? And then there's Saru. And perhaps
Tall,
they
skinny
said,
guy.
oh my gosh. And that is how I felt when I saw Tilly. I was oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, I could have dressed like I could have been in Starfleet. I can, fill out an outfit and have some extra curves on me and still run 3 miles if necessary.
Yeah.
I need to do some training, but I can work myself up to it.
Yeah. And because there's this idea that like, you you don't see me. I used to be in very, very, very good shape. I was a bodybuilder, but I was still at 170 pounds, size 14s. We just, if you, they don't have, you're either very thick or you're super thin and fit. There's not that idea of the thick and actually fit person.
Yeah.
because yeah, thick is not necessarily fat.
Bev is telling me that she's not into Trek right now, but she was that target audience in the 1960s. That she says, yeah, when it premiered. So
Yeah.
it's a different generation, but she knows what we're talking about. That the idea
Mhm.
of what a person is supposed to look like at that time,
Right.
it was very idealized. It was very,
Yeah.
this is sort of it, and which I just am so grateful for the diversity in the
Mhm.
body shapes.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have 90% of them look like, but there's that 10% that sort of makes it feel like we're all involved. We could all have been part of Starfleet. We are not just watching them.
Yeah, the new engineer, the new female engineer, and you have to forgive me. I know these characters. I love these characters. I'm terrible with names. The female engineer who's found who is using her engineering skills to keep people alive, like
Yes.
that is a
Jet.
person I can look at. Yeah, I can look at her and say, yes, we have a thing in common. And it isn't just that we're both gay, it's the person type, the girl who doesn't necessarily look all that girly, who's still female, but not necessarily easily pegged.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I like her. She's rough around the edges too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, you can tell she's been through a minute. She's seen it and done it.
When they found her, what had she been on that ship for 9 months? Trying to
Yeah.
keep people alive. She's like, oh, people are just machines with different kinds of parts. We're fine.
Yeah.
I just
We have
finished
talked.
rewatching season 1 and 2 of Discovery, which is why this is off the top of my head.
Oh yeah. No, it's and I watched it like within the last year, so it's still pretty fresh in my head too. It's I think oh gosh. Again, it's that now we have to actually this is why I have a hard time watching. Yes.
But I'm saying Bev said that by the time TNG came on, she'd already seen all the plots, so because of the original series, and I
Mm-hmm.
handed to her that first season. How many episodes were okay? We already did that in TNG, the Naked Now, obviously, and
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's the beauty of some of these new ones. We're getting storylines that nobody could have even imagined existing
Yeah.
30
Or
years ago,
filling in
much less
places.
60. Say
Oh
what?
yeah. But also filling in places because one of the things I've heard is the Klingon War. The Klingon War never happened in the original series. It's never talked. Yes, it was. It wasn't addressed. But we were at war with we were their enemies at the beginning of the original series, and what we saw was why.
Yeah.
and and it also kind of explains why that flagship was such a huge deal in Starfleet, because they were still, even it's what, 10 years later, they would still be struggling to reconstruct.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would have probably just gotten themselves to where, okay, we've got good ships now, we're ready to go.
Well, and for some reason, there's this. If it wasn't spoken about in the original series or even the next generation, as new generations say, well, this is the real Trek, then that show, uh, then it
Yeah.
never happened. It's like from the day I was born, history never happened. And from if Star Trek the original series didn't talk about it, it couldn't have ever happened. But there are these huge gaps in history, and that's why we were able to get shows like Enterprise.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about that part of how we became part of or how Starfleet came about. So, and the Klingon War, there's this whole portion of Federation history that nobody cared about. So it's this blank slate. So you put something in there and they're
Mhm.
like, no, 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 that couldn't have happened.
Yeah, and especially when there were things that were kind of slightly side mention that wouldn't have been very relevant to that society at the time. The social issues of the 1960s had a very different feel of the social issues of the 1980s
Oh yeah.
and then the 1990s and the early 2000s. So you could pigeonhole in talking about the systemic racism and how the generational racism in the other shows that would have never flown on the air in the 60s.
Yeah. They could get away with stuff. Gene could
Right.
get away with stuff by saying, but it's aliens in space. It's not the same. Um,
Yeah.
and sadly, a lot of those social issues are still here.
Mhm. We can address them. In my last, I would again talk about it yesterday. In my last uh, videos I did, it had to do with the use of conflict in Star Trek and the issues in trying to make this conflict-free utopia. You can't create a story without conflict. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It has to be there somewhere, and so they have the Enterprise go to a place where bad thing happens,
Yeah.
fix bad thing. Once or twice is fine, but eventually it becomes we're helping the primitives and the savages. And it was it's not intentional. He didn't mean to do it. It was the only
No.
way it would have been accepted. But now, when I think one of the things that really hits a lot of people wrong in the new shows is we're saying the Federation screwed up. The Federation did bad.
We're trying to figure out
Mhm.
how we could allow, again, Daystrom, Section 31, to even come up with an idea to do this.
Right.
I mean, it's not like they invented, as I said before on my previous cast, it's not like they would have invented the idea of trying to turn an enemy into a super soldier or try to turn into a trait into a something they can use for themselves. They aren't the inventors of
Mhm.
that. But to such an extreme, to against their will, that's everything opposite of what Starfleet, what the Federation stands for. So
I
I
personally never really liked the creation of Section 31.
no, but it had to happen because
Yeah.
if Starfleet was created before the Federation and humanity created Starfleet, there's going to be a Wet Works group. There's going to be an underground, a piece of, not underground, but a piece of the government funded that no one knows about to do the stuff that nobody should talk about. And somebody was pointing out that Section 31 as a television series is just a horrific idea because it's the opposite of everything that Star Trek stands for. And
Yeah.
my thought was, if they're gonna send Michelle Yeoh to do Section 31, then this woman who has changed from a Terran, not from a Terran, but has changed having left Terran society, and even though she's still rough, tough, and I would not want to meet her in a dark alley,
Mm-mm.
her her ability to adapt could
Mhm.
make her a force to be reckoned with when it comes to trying to dismantle Section 31 because even she may see this is not what your society is. So
Yeah.
I think that if they
Yeah.
make a Section 31, that should be the premise, the dismantling of Section 31.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I I get that and I like it. I have a feeling because they just said they were going to move her to a place, to a universe where she could do what she does and live and be safe basically. I feel like she's going to have to go to a point near fairly close in time to when Discovery first started, which would be very early Section 31. And I've got a feeling she's going to end up being the okay, we don't go this far person the um, within the um, not government, but within the Section 31 people. Words leave my brain.
Well, I still think it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it to go that far back personally. I can't predict
Yeah.
what they would do. I don't know how
Mhm.
far in the not in the future, but how close to the 24th, how in between the
Right.
32nd and the 24th it has to be. Can it be, just the 30th or does it have to be the 25th?
Right.
Somewhere in between there is what I hope,
Yeah.
and it's the dismantling of Section 31. Just
It would be
because
nice. Yeah.
it would be, you know what? Star Trek has inspired many a thing. Wouldn't it be great if it inspired that? to get rid of black ops. That's the what I'm thinking. These black ops units
Yes.
that do things that the government would be appalled at having to announce. And you know what? If you can't
Yeah.
talk about it, probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Um, it, going to that with, because my brain goes everywhere.
Yes, I'm
With
sorry.
Picard, I said, yeah, Picard in the last episode, that was the thing. At some point, someone's got to say to these infected changelings, we're going to hold the people who did this responsible. That's got
Yes,
to happen.
I'm not sure anybody will have the chance to do that before they're either. I have a feeling they're going to destroy themselves more than they're going to come out of this unscathed.
Yeah.
But I do want to recognize Bev for
Yes.
sticking with us and pointing out that when Uhura and Kirk kissed, some stations in the South wouldn't broadcast the episode, which I think you and I both were aware of that.
Yes.
And that it was
Yeah,
a history-making kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It was. It wasn't the very first black kiss or interracial kiss, but it was one of the first main. Somebody pointed out that in previous season, Nurse Chapel gives Uhura a very friendly peck on the cheek as she leaves the bridge in one episode. I can't remember all of the details, though I do know one fact about that that's funny. I am not a fan of Patrick Stewart of William Shatner. But I give him props for one thing. They were doing an alternate ending that they could send to places that were pissed off about it, where they didn't kiss. And every time they did the close up in those, he crossed his eyes so it couldn't be used.
oh.
As soon as it zoomed in, he crossed his eyes so they had to send the one where they kissed.
Well, that's unfair because I personally cannot cross my eyes. So, I just want to say, Bev, the reason the dyslexic Trekkie is not a member of Katie's Corner in Space is because dyslexic Trekkie had to grow up with me in the same household for over 45 years, almost 45 years. And she has more than had to pay her dues to be forced to talk with me. She's my younger sister.
Yes, yeah.
And so yes, as she's a dyslexic Trekkie, you're not a member, really? I mean, yeah, it doesn't cost that much.
I didn't know there was a membership to join a
Oh,
thing.
I would not require you to do so.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I opened up a community for here, and Bev was one of my I have three. I have a whopping three, but I am very proud of my three. I have three members. And she is I believe, one of my VIPs. I need to double check because I don't want to insult you, my darling. I've never heard that before. Ah, I see. Yes, 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 yes. Pardon me. That's what I get for breathing.
We're doing great here. I've got to mute when I cough. I've got to do that. Yeah.
I can't edit that out. It's annoying.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I've been coughing. I've been turning away from my microphone, but I don't know if it's my microphone picking this up or if it's my headset.
Picking what up?
Me talking to you. So it's going over the.
Well, you can find out. This is where we have no idea what we're doing. About the cross ties. About the cross ties. Bev did not know about the cross ties. New information.
Oh.
See, we're imparting knowledge here.
I wish I could cite where I learned it. I actually think it was from another Trek fan site.
I can't even begin to tell you where I pick up where we've picked up any trivia about Trek because half of it is just stuff. It's like, well, who doesn't know that? Just because we obsess about it.
Oh yeah, when Nichelle Nichols died, it was a few days before I could even sit down to create a memorial for her.
I couldn't.
And there was I everybody had said all of the wonderful stories about her. I will say she is one of the few I met in person, and she was just as neat as possible. Somebody in the audience asked her how she felt about um, being associated as Lieutenant Uhura. And she said that she had worked out how she could have actually been one of Uhura's ancestors, and that she's just portraying um, a descendant of hers, and that was something that she was honored to do, which I
That's
thought was
very
kind of
cool.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. I mean, I think we've all heard of the Martin Luther King connection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she
Yeah.
wanted to quit, and Martin Luther King says no. It's okay. Martin Luther King tells you you're not quitting your job. You're not quitting your job. Um,
She had wanted to go back to her, because she had originally been a Broadway singer,
oh,
and she
okay.
had wanted to go. Yeah, she had wanted to go back to singing on stage, and it's a little bit why after the I think there's one time in the first season where she sings, and there's a few more times in the other seasons that they made a point of letting her sing because it was something she really loved to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
realizing something and fixing it real good.
mm.
Not that everybody can see it. Bev now knows my name. Oh, actually, you know what? That's a problem. I'm gonna have that on there. Everybody, my name's Katie. All right. Um,
Yeah.
that's totally not a fake name at all. A cook fry makes perfect sense. All right.
Yeah, see, I personally think it should be Fry Cook, but I don't get to win that fight.
I know. I know. All right. Back to Uhura.
Yes. Um, one of the things, though, the young lady playing Ahura now, I've heard some people saying how she doesn't really look like Nicole. Find somebody who looks like a woman who was born in that era, for one thing. Finding a double for that who's also an actor,
No.
but I can see that woman becoming Lieutenant Uhura.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's more important than the characters being dead ringers for the original actors.
And it's more about the attitude, the character. I mean, yeah, there's
Oh
supposed to
yeah.
be a look, but the look is basic. Nobody's. I mean, we can have people who have plastic surgery so they can play reboots of characters. No, come on.
Well, the problem was she's a lot darker. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but there are
Okay, she
things that were
also.
done for Uhura to make her more pleasing to us poor Caucasian people. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to have a beehive on her head. She wanted an afro to represent exactly the way people dressed then. Let's, if we're trying to integrate and be representative, then let's be representative. That's why the short hair on TNG, on Strange New Worlds, was
Yeah.
so important to the actress to
Mm-hmm.
give her a look that is today.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can have go-go boots on our short-skirted ensign or yeoman, because they can be ensign yeoman, then we sure
Yeah.
as heck can give the hair a proper standing for. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm sorry, I just got distracted because we're running out of time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, we did talk about a horror.
No, we still have 8 minutes. Well, we have
Yeah.
9.5 minutes on Zoom because I'm too cheap to pay for the full thing for this.
Yeah.
And Bev won't tell what my name is, but that's okay. Everybody will know because this live stream we may keep, we may not. This is just for fake or just for practice anyway. I'm so glad
Yeah.
Bev joined us though. That was so cool.
Yes. Thank you, Bev. Yeah. I told my sister, I told Kate, somebody on my channel asked if I would do a live stream, and I have two issues. I really am very, very dyslexic, and trying to read a stream of people trying to talk to me is not going to happen. It won't work. No, if you enjoy watching somebody look silly, it'll work, but I'm not doing it.
She
And
listens to me
also,
talk every
I'm
week.
afraid I'm going to end up sitting there with absolutely nobody there.
Well, invite me. I'll listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
If
like
I
Star
if
Trek.
I yeah, if I got enough people who were saying, I want you to do it, I'll do it. But I honestly think I would probably end up having to reel mom in to read.
Hey, I've thought about inviting Dad for an Outlander discussion because in my family, my dad is the
Mhm.
one Outlander person I can talk to.
Yeah.
We had a big chat about Lord John. Bev, my dad and I had this huge chat about Lord John and about how he's able to be represented as a homosexual properly in a show today in a way that he would not have been able to 30 years ago. And it is so cool to sit and talk to my dad. I'm not young, so my dad is not young. And it's so cool to sit and talk to my dad about something like that. And just like, I don't have to wait for him to say the wrong word or try to
No,
correct him on
no.
something. No, he just chats
Yeah.
away. It's awesome.
Yeah. Our parents are both very big on we respect other people. And even if, and I came out a very long time ago now, they have more than adjusted to things.
I think Grandma went to her
Yeah.
grave thinking it was a phase, but other than that, we're all right.
You know what? I never officially came out to grandma.
Well, she knew, but she and
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
we talked about, she's like it's a phase. Grandma, I really don't think it's a
No.
phase. She came out when she was 19. I knew when she was 14 or 15. I'm pretty sure it's not a
Yeah.
phase. But
No.
but again,
There's a
absolutely
guy.
no judgment. Even if not understanding, there's no judgment, no
No.
wrong terms, no,
No.
why could you be like, no. It was just, okay.
Mhm.
And now we'll move on to, pie. We like pie. Let's talk about chocolate.
I so I had a funny one with mom when reading, editing my book. I'm a writer too. I have a book. My mom and I are in the editing stage. She's an English teacher. I'm taking advantage of it. And one of my main characters is non-binary. And my and mom had trouble getting used to they
They.
meaning this one person. And it took and when it started, it was just her going, okay, this person, are they a man or a woman? I go, neither.
No.
And there were like two more questions. It was, okay. And the very next time I came in and we did our thing, she nailed it. She got it right. No questions, no ifs. My only issue with the they them is when you have a person who is non binary in a group of people, making sure when you mean they as the group
Yeah.
versus they as the person.
Who are
That is the
they?
only time, yeah,
That could be like so many things. If there's 20
yeah,
people, that's a long answer.
yeah. What did it say? They said this, the whole group? No, the individual. That's the only time I have that's the only time I have a hard time with it. I always end up saying the three.
I'm going to interrupt you long enough for us to
Yes.
answer Bev's question here. Bev says she
Yes.
thinks she's older than our dad. Do you know how old Dad is?
Well, he's 33 plus me.
Okay, because I know Mom is 27 plus me.
Yeah, she's 30 plus me.
Okay.
So that makes him 77.
That can't be right.
Well, I'm 44.
I really thought he was closer to 80. Never mind. Okay,
Well, that's
apparently,
pretty damn
Bev,
close.
he's 77. We're guessing 77. I'm waiting for an answer. She may stay. No, she may have gone. Now did she go? No. It's possible. I think she may have gone. But that's all right. We need to go anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll
Well,
see if I don't know if I should leave this up or not because my name on it. I might not to. We
well,
will
maybe you could
see.
take the thing down, put it in edit, cover it, and then put it back up.
Oh wait, no, here she says, okay, he's got 5 years on me. Okay, see now we won't tell anyone your age, Bev, okay? It's totally cool. But
Yeah.
Dad's older than she is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, all right. Because you got to remember, Bev, I'm 48. My
Yeah.
little sister's 45. And our parents, my dad was in Vietnam, and he came back home and then met my mom. So they didn't do the we met, we have to get married, and then he's shipping off thing. No, they did it in the other direction.
Yeah.
So
They did the go to work, come back, get a job, meet, get married, finish school, get new jobs, then have one kid.
like they did everything in the
So
correct order, and I personally did not. And we will leave you with that. I'm going to be going before we cut anybody off. Thank you so much, Bev, for showing up. For anybody who looks at this video later, I apologize for the poor quality, but we have no idea what we're doing, and we're having fun doing it.
hopefully it'll be entertaining. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Yes.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
About this.
I don't know. I just like pushing buttons.